Let's do it.
You mentioned Sylvester Stallone, and I want to ask you a story I heard about Sylvester Stallone. Is it true that you tricked Sylvester Stallone, who is he a friend and a rival, or just a rival?
No. In the 80s, he was just a rival.
Just a rival.
It was just competition. It was all about who is making bigger movies, who has more definition in their muscles, who has more box office success, who kills more people, who kills people more creatively, who has bigger knives, who has bigger guns. And at the end, I started running around with machine guns that were only used for helicopters, mounting on helicopters or on tanks. It was crazy. It was all-out war. It was all-out war.
So the story goes that you somehow tricked him into making a very bad movie.
Yes.
And is that true?
Yes, but it's part of the...
How in the world? How did you manage to do that? How did you pull that off?
Well, because they came to me because Hollywood knew that I was wanting to get out of just doing action movies and do comedies. That's why I did then Twins and Kindergarten Cop and movies like that. Thank you. But so they came to me with this other movie, and I forgot what it was called.
Stop or My Mother Will Shoot.
Stop or My Mother Will Shoot, exactly. Yes. That's right. And so I read the script, and it was a piece of I mean, let's be honest. And so I said to myself, I'm not going to do this movie. So then they went to Sly, and then Sly called me and he says, hey, have they ever talked to you about this movie? And I said, yeah. I said, I was thinking about doing it. I said, this is a really brilliant idea, this movie. And so when he heard that, because he was in competition, he immediately called him and says, look, whatever it takes, I do the movie. So he did the movie.
Wow.
And of course, the movie went major into the toilet.
You are a diabolical man.
Okay, my big muscular friend, I saw you the other night on Jimmy Kimmel, kind of making fun of me. You know, telling the whole world about how you tricked me into doing the worst movie ever made. Nah. Does it bother me? Nah. Is it burnt into my memory like a horrible scar? Nah. Well, maybe just a little bit. So anyway, as you know, I write, which is something you don't. Oh. Did I say that? And I've decided to write a sequel called For You. Sequel for you called Stop or Your Grandmother Will Beat Your Ass. And I will be directing and producing and mocking it all the way through. Anyway, you keep punching, big guy, and good luck with your film.
Liam Hemsworth, you were in all these, action sequences with, young, strong people, but it was in Expendables 2 that you got quite badly hurt.
Yeah. We were doing this scene with Jean-Claude Van Damme, and lovely guy, wonderful guy.
Cuckoo.
So we have this scene and. Yeah, I know what you're saying. At one point in the scene, he has a moment where he supposedly kicks this knife into my chest. And we did a bunch of takes, and on this one particular take, he gave me a full Van Damme kick to the chest.
Wow.
And I dropped to my knees, and everyone called cut.
Like
and
for
everyone,
one?
Yeah, like proper hit me in the chest and sort of dropped to my knees, and I had my hands tied behind my back, and I was like, and the first AD came over, he's like, you okay? I'm like, yep, no, I'm good, I'm not going to show any pain to Van Damme, and I stood up, and then he takes his glasses off, he turns to me and goes, it's okay, it's a controlled kick. And I'm like, there was nothing controlled about it, you kicked me in the chest. 100% just got kicked by Van Damme.
Really?
But I honestly felt honoured. If you're going to get kicked by someone, that's a pretty good person to be kicked.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, buddy.
Kickboxing world champion.
You know him? You've worked with him?
I do not know him.
Really?
You?
He's been. I encountered him once. You were on the show. He was on the show.
I'm not sure if he's ever been on this show, but I've encountered him.
He said another great thing. between that, the controlled kick line, and this, I worked with him for 4 days or something. The other thing he said to me, he came up to me at one point and he took his glasses off again.
Oh, that's the thing. That's it.
He wore these glasses through the whole scene. He came over and took his glasses off and looked at me. You have a good face. Glasses back.
Yeah.
Thanks, mate. Thanks, mate. That's awesome.
Mr. Mandela, years ago when we met, he said, you know, that when he comes to the States, he would come to our house and he wanted my wife to cook dinner for him.
And this was because he admired your work, he'd seen some of your films?
I think he liked my wife. Is what it was. So, no, well, we had, you know, amazing guests, Oprah Winfrey, this one, that, you know, I mean, a lot of important people. And the neighborhood I live in is like a gated community. Sylvester Stallone just happens to live in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
So they had security and helicopters flying around, people talking in their ears and stuff. And a guy came in and said, you know, sir, Mr. Stallone keeps walking back and forth in front of the house, like trying to hop over the fence, looking like, you know, trying to...
Hey, what's going on here? What are you doing?
Joe Nelson!
So you being a generous guy, you said, come on in.
I said, nah, make him wait. No, I let him come in.
The Expendables. The Expendables, the first movie, was supposed to be direct-to-video. You gotta understand where Stallone was at the time. He was trying to get this thing done. They're like, dude, you're in your 60s. How are you gonna do an action movie? All the studios turned it down. So Sly starts calling people. And he starts getting the buzz going. And this is also in the first days of getting viral energy on the internet. So what Sly started to do was tweet out, how would you like to see me, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Bruce Willis, in a movie together? And the internet went crazy. And then he called me. Now, listen, I was probably the fourth choice in the movie, to be honest. But I don't care. Fourth in the world is okay. To me, I was like, and I got a call, and I met Sly in his office, and he was like, hey, what's up, Terry? How you doing, man? Look, I need you for this movie, right? We're gonna do this thing. And I'm thinking it's an audition. He's telling me, we're shooting in about 3 weeks, and be ready. And I'm going, I'm in the movie. And he was like, yeah, you're in the movie. What are you talking about? Here you go. We get ready in about 3 weeks. Get your bags back. I'm like, okay. So there I am. I'm in Brazil. Jet Li comes in. Jason Statham comes in. Randy Couture, Dolph Lundgren. Oh my God. Bruce Willis, Arnold Schwarzenegger, and Sly. And here I am. And it took over. I remember when the summer it came out. It was so manly. People were like, be careful. You know, you're going to get pregnant if you watch this movie. It was like the manly movie of all time. When I was on the movie set, I was very disappointed. I remember I didn't feel like I was being used enough. I wanted to do more. And they were like, nope. And I got a bad attitude. This is the moment in the road, the fork in the road, where I was like always giving all I had, showing up for free, no problem, into I want more money. And then I remember sitting, I think it was some kind of quote that I heard. It was something like, there is no way to happiness. Happiness is the way. And all of a sudden I said, you know what? Terry, change. I'm telling you, man, this is what happened. It was literally in my room. It said, tomorrow, act like you're getting $20 million. I started to shift my attitude. When people go, hey, Terry, I go, hey, how you doing? How are you? Hello, everybody. What do I need to say? And they say one line. I would say my line and give my all, just like I did when I started out, just like on training day. All of a sudden, Sly started to notice. And let me tell you something. He rewrote the script. The script, in the original script, there was no tunnel scene. He rewrote the script. He said, Terry, you're gonna save my life. And I remember coming through that tunnel with my big, AA-12 shotgun, and I was boom, 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 boom. And I end up saving the whole crew. It's one of the iconic moments in the movie where everybody, literally, when I watched it in the theater, guys were jumping up like, yeah, And he gave me a moment. I killed maybe 30 people at once. Probably in the course of like 10 seconds. I killed like 45 people. And then I said the iconic line, remember this shit at Christmas? People were like, yeah! And I was like, all because I shifted my attitude. And I changed my trajectory. I think everything could have went wrong at that time in my life, that fork in the road, but it didn't. And then I learned forever and ever, be the solution. Don't be the problem on the set. Don't be the issue. Because you know what, the job is hard enough. You know what I mean? And you don't need to be the one making things harder. And I knew that that was going to be my key, and it sure was. Expendables was a giant hit, and it made me truly a worldwide star.
Now, what a year it's been for you. Iron Man 2 and The Expendables made $1 billion at the box office. The Expendables has just come out on DVD.
Yeah.
I watched it, and when I saw who was in it, I was expecting more of a rom-com. Do you know what I mean?
Right. Right.
There must have been a lot of testosterone on the set.
I knew you were going to say that line.
No, I bet there was. No, because I've never had it, you see. I'm intrigued. Punch me here, go on.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Harder.
No, but Sly's he's very disciplined. And he's, I don't know how, his age, but I'll tell you one thing, he was in physically better shape than everybody there.
That your lines in that scene were sellotaped all around the room, is that true?
Yeah, I went there, and I didn't really have any lines. I was just supposed to draw, tattoos on his back and stuff, and he said, I need somebody to talk in the movie. Because, the most lines in the movie are, I'm out of bullets, where's the gun, who's got the knife, I'm bleeding, I'm shot. He says, somebody's got to talk. I said, oh, great, wonderful. So he writes me a speech about this big, and, we only had a short period of time till the sun was coming up, and I said, well, how am I going to learn all those lines? And he says, I'll tape them to the mirror. So, he taped them to the mirror, and,
You do a good Stallone impression.
It was okay,
Don't push me.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
If ever you want, tell him, if ever he wants anyone to dub him over, I'm here.
Oh, yeah,
Very good rates.
Have you had him on the show?
No, I'd love him.
Oh, he's got a great sense of humor, yeah. You guys would get along great.
Well, get him on next time,
I'll tell him. I'm going to tell him, yeah.
And now say, hey!
Yeah.
Adrian!
Yeah. He's great. His famous direction is to the actors when the actors are like fumbling over their lines. Just say the fucking line. I love that,